Hey everybody, this is Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and I'm kicking off the last week of Texas Wine Month with another pick pull. That's right, it got warm again, and as you can tell, I'm living into it a little bit. So with that being said, let's take a look at the French Connection 2021 Picpoul Blanc. It's from the Texas High Plains. It's 13.5% alcohol by volume, and as of the time that I purchased it, there aren't too many left. I'm gonna be honest. They sell out fast. It's the fastest selling wine that French Connection has, to my knowledge. And it goes like that. So, being truthful here, there's a good chance that by the time that I bought this, they were probably at the midpoint of their inventory. Hopefully, they have some left. If not, then this just tells you how good this wine sells at their winery. All right, so from a color standpoint, I'm gonna give you a pale lemon, no artifacts, no cloudiness. Yeah, and it's actually so pale, it's almost water white, especially when you look down on it. On top of the white paper, it almost has the same coloration as water. So it's a very, very, very pale wine. Let's take a look at the nose. Medium plus intensity on the nose. Getting a little bit of lemon. Getting some orange peel. Also getting some green apple. And maybe just like a very slight amount of pear, like green pear. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, it's got a good amount of primary fruit. Not getting really any secondary notes, but that has the taste. So in terms of intensity, medium plus intensity, it actually has more of a dense body than some of the other Picpoul I've had. So I'm actually gonna give it a full medium on the body. A medium alcohol, medium plus acid. Also goes into a solid medium finish. I really like the way that this wine really comes together on the mid palate. So up front on the approach, you do get those citrusy notes. But once you get it into your palate, that's when those green fruits really pop and everything just blends together really well. There also is this really cool effect with the way that the alcohol is hitting my palate, where it's actually sort of elevating that orange note, specifically that orange note, and really pulling it up. And because it's a little bit more muted compared to the other things when it first gets into the mid palate, but then once that alcohol kicks in, it really elevates it up, makes everything even, and going into the finish, everything finishes pretty much about the same time. The only thing I will say is after about the second or third sip, I was starting to get a little bit of like a bitter orange peel, but it's not anything that's like crazy intense and it goes away after a second or two. So anyway, how does this wine rate? Won't know until we get to the blick. So from a balance standpoint, full point, I think is great, no complaints. Length, medium finish, half a point. Intensity, medium plus on the palate, medium plus on the nose, so 0.75. And in terms of complexity, it's a pretty good representation of what I kind of am looking for in Picpoul. I'm getting that lemon, I'm getting the citrus, I'm getting the green apple. There is a note of salinity, which is kind of a characteristic of it, but it's not as salty as some of the other Picpouls I've had. I will say that. It's there, but it doesn't kind of have that, that kind of like crisp salty taste. It has a little bit more of a dense, salty taste. And I think that's because the body has a little bit more density than some of the other Picpouls. So this is one of those where I mean, you still drink it on its own, but it has more of an oomph to it than some of the other Picpoul Blancs that I've had, even from Texas, not even just the ones from France. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm still gonna give you 2/3 of a point because you're a good representation of primary, and I don't expect any secondary or tertiary on it. So in the end, with the janky math that I have, because of all my grading stuff, you're almost 3 points, but you're so close to it, I'm still giving you very good. Like, you're like 0.08 away. Like, it's something weird math like that. But that being said, it's a very good wine. I really do enjoy this wine. And this is a wine that I am going to totally have a glass or two tonight and have a glass or two tomorrow. I'm glad I didn't wait on this one because this is wine that, with the weather getting warmer suddenly again here in Texas in October, I'm glad I have a nice cold white to get me through the next few days. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the 2021 French Connection Wines Picpoul Blanc? I'd be interested to know if you have, or if you've had any of the other wines, leave a comment below, and I'll see you all again soon with another review from Wine on the Dime.